Hey y'all, it's your girl Sia, and I'm back with another video, y'all. It has, hang on. Okay, sorry y'all. I just got off of work, started a new position, which is pretty cool. I'm still a staff accountant. I just get paid a little bit more. So that's very, very exciting. But I wanted to do this video because I have been watching, different YouTubers as it pertains to this ICE situation that we're dealing with. I've been hearing different viewpoints, and I want to be very clear, okay? It is ridiculous when I hear Black people, or excuse me, because I'm starting to believe a lot of these people are not Black, like as it pertains to America. And I think that people have we've kind of messed up and done ourselves a disservice by claiming everyone as Black just because of their skin color. I just find it to be a very big disservice to the Black American population, okay? Partly because a lot of folks really don't understand American history. There's a lot of people who really don't understand how citizenship is determined. And I really, it's actually pretty simple, whether or not you're a United States citizen or not, by way of a social security card and a birth certificate. Okay. So for me, I just don't understand the logic where people are arguing that Black Americans are not U.S. citizens. We very much are. It wouldn't be any different for an immigrant to come to this country and then receive like their I-10 and then whatever other documents they receive, right? As to show proof that they are United States citizens. There are a lot of Black people out there talking about the birthright law that was put into effect. Basically, that law pertains to people who come here to this country, have babies intentionally so that the babies can become U.S. citizens. And I don't know what happens with the adults a lot of times, okay? That is different than Black Americans being brought here, if that's the argument that people are having. It is very different. It is not the same context at all. So I guess I'm having a very hard time when I hear Black people who look like me, and I say Black people just because it's easier for everyone to identify. But just because you're my skin color doesn't mean you're for me. And I was watching this TikTok where this girl was talking about how Black Americans are looking down on the rest of the population. We're actually from this country. It's just like if we were to go to someone else's country and start protesting and demanding that we get free housing and all of these things without going through the proper channels. Black Americans are still American, and it doesn't matter what we go through, okay? Just because I live in a country that doesn't necessarily like my skin color all the time and or tries to make my skin color a disadvantage to me does not make me any less of an American. And I want to be clear, Americans fought and died to Black Americans, right? Because we talk about there's folks over there, well, we support 4th of July and excuse me, there are Black Americans that fought in wars to ensure the independence of this country. Okay? It wasn't just white people fighting, it was Black people too, Black slaves and everything, right? So I guess for me, it's very concerning, okay, when you have Black people who live in America, but but somehow have this disconnect to think that Blacks who are proud to be American, because again, we live in one of the greatest countries, regardless of the infighting stuff that we have, regardless of the racism that we face. There is a reason why so many people come from other countries just to be here. There is a reason why folks are protesting, okay, to be here. So if a Black American, and I hate saying the word Black, I'm going to be honest because I'm not really quite Black, right? I'm brown, but that's a conversation for a different time. I'm not understanding how folks don't, what the fuck is this person doing? How folks don't seem to understand why Black Americans would support the country in which we were born. Now, I've seen people say, well, Trump is talking about, shipping, Black people out of this country. He has stated some things, right, that are a little bit concerning, but in my opinion, it's only concerning for folks that are doing a lot of these heinous criminal acts, right? When he's talking about, hey, we need to start shipping some of these people out, I wouldn't care if you're black, brown, blue, purple, white, pink. If you are committing heinous acts and you have a mental health, and maybe the conversation needs to just be to open up asylums for these people, okay? I don't know. But I do believe that people who are just going around doing like real heinous things that the average mind could never comprehend, those people do need to be in a special place. Period. It's not a debate about whether or not, I don't hear Trump talking about sending Black people to a whole nother country that we've never known, we've never been a part of. Our ancestors do not know, regardless of what they tell you in the history books. On top of that, if we were to say, okay, we came from Africa and we were slaves, that happened in a time period where birth certificates did not exist. Okay, Social Security cards did not exist. I don't even think America was America at the time that we were brought here the way people think that it was. So there's a lot of folks talking about this. They don't know what they're talking about. That's number one. Citizenship is determined by two documents, okay? You can add your ID if you want to add the ID, but it's by way of a social security card and a birth certificate. That's it. That's all. It is not that fucking complicated. And it baffles me how Black people think that it is okay, right, to go around spreading a bunch of nonsense with the intent to put a lot of people in fear. In my opinion, this is a Democratic tactic, okay? Everybody voted for this president. This is what I have a hard time too with, okay? I don't agree with some of the things that this president is doing. Not at all. However, okay, I don't understand how people could vote for a person. Like, people are so fickle, it's ridiculous. Where is your allegiance? If you voted for this motherfucker, you should be riding the shit all the way till the wheels fall off, because you consciously voted for them. That is a choice. So now you hear all these people upset. First of all, the president told you he was going to do this. So he's doing it. And Black people are to benefit from it. It is what it is. So I don't want, I really don't understand the disconnect. I don't get it. I don't need someone to explain to me how this girl went on. I wish I could play the TikTok video, but she goes on to talk about how Black people are the only, first of all, she goes in to talk about, and this is her argument for why blacks should be so against what's happening right now, right? About how in our own country, blacks are deemed to be overqualified, and somehow this is a racial tactic. Y'all know I just went through an experience where I went to an interview and I was quote unquote overqualified. The reason I determined I was overqualified was because my skill sets require me to be paid more money. It just is what it is. So if a company is not, they don't have the funds to pay you, they see on your resume that, yes, you should be paid a lot more. They're going to overturn you because they can get somebody for a lot cheaper. So when I'm saying, hey, I am worth $65,000, $70,000 a year, and you've got a company that's only willing to pay $50,000, what do you think that they're going to do and or say? I just don't I don't know. I don't understand the arguments. Okay, well, I'm in a country that doesn't want me, and oh, why are you, face so much prejudice and all this extra shit? Well, to be clear, racism exists, right? It does. But that doesn't take away what a black person is able and capable of doing if they're willing and strong enough to fight adversity. So racism hasn't stopped me from buying a home. Racism doesn't stop me from living the American dream, because the way my God is set up, I don't know about y'all, but God ain't gonna let too much happen to me that's unjust anyway. So for me, this is not a solid argument. It is not, I don't care that we face racism. It's not a solid argument to sit and say, well, we face oppression. So, what makes us think that our government isn't going to send us away? Because by law, we've got the paperwork for them not to. I guess, hello? Y'all got a lot of people on this internet that are not qualified to speak on certain subjects. And unfortunately, you've also got AI. I don't know if you guys seen the movie Mission Impossible, but you also have AI, right? That is now being utilized as a tactic of a war, like a warfare, like in war. So you have a lot of folks, a lot of videos of people speaking who don't actually understand what they are saying. And I'll be damned if I allow any person that isn't from this country to try to tell me who I was, who I am, what I face, what I don't face. Like, how dare you? I don't want to hear nobody else outside of me tell me about me. And the reality of the circumstances, this is what I'm starting to think. A lot of these folks are clearly not from this country. It's a lot of Africans and their descendants talking, trying to act like they us and they're not, right? Trying to tell us about us. And it's almost the way some of these comments are being spewed is like out of jealousy. So what if I celebrate Juneteenth and I celebrate the 4th of July? And to me, they're the same principle. Folks fighting for their freedom. And excuse me, black people fought for our freedom here in the United States, for everybody's freedom. So I'm sorry that our parents or our ancestors were in the military. Well, actually, I'm not really sorry, but I am. But a lot of black people have ancestors that fought in the military, that fought for this country to be great. This wasn't just white, it was blacks who fought for this shit. So you damn right I'm going to support my country, because my people helped to build this country that everyone wants to come to. So if blacks decide, and I'm talking about black Americans, not Africans, not anybody else, no Jamaicans, I'm talking about black. Americans, folks who were born here, say we don't want illegal people coming to this country, we have every fucking right to say that. Every fucking right. Because our ancestors fought and died for the freedoms that we have in this country. So I'll be damned if I turn my allegiance away from the greatest country, period. And if that makes me sound like an Uncle Tom or whatever the fuck these people want to call us, then that's what the fuck I'll be today. I am proud of the country that I live in. Do I like the dynamics all the time? No. But that's life. Life is sometimes unfair. Sometimes the shit don't make no sense, but that is not a crutch for why I can't win in life. It may be a temporary setback, but that's all the fuck it is. So for those of y'all who have the audacity to try to tell black people about their own oppression, y'all are some of the most racist people on this planet. I meant that when I was talking about the liberals in 2020 trying to convince me that I need to be marching for Black Lives Matter. And I mean that shit now. I'll be damned if a Mexican tells me about my history. The fuck? If anything, you need to be telling me the history of the black people on your fucking land. I don't want to hear you talk to me about my shit. Because that's like, and I've said this before, it's like telling a Mexican how to fucking speak Spanish. It's disrespectful. And all these black people that want to sit here and lie to folks about their birthright, I hope, listen. Y'all can keep believing that shit if you want to. But I really do hope if that's the case, since y'all so worried about it, that becomes part of your reality. Because what you focus on is what you will get. So y'all worry about y'all being deported as U.S. citizens. But I personally know that I have the documents. It doesn't, and this whole birthright citizenship shit, that does not apply to Black Americans. That is not the same thing. We didn't come here from Africa, have a baby in the United States so our babies could have citizenship, but we don't. That's crazy. I got the same paperwork my baby got. A social security card and a birth certificate. That's what you need to prove your U.S. citizenship. So I'm real sorry if this may offend some folks. Actually, I really don't care, because the intent is not to offend, but it is to call the bullshit out as it's happening in real time. Two things determine your your citizenship. Birth certificate, social security card. That's it. It's not that complicated. When you go and apply for a job, right? They ask you for the I-9 verification form. What are they asking you for? A birth certificate and a social security card. They're not asking you for something that's super complicated. And if you don't have those two items, and I'm not even saying if you don't have the items, if there is no record of you ever having an I-10 or social security card or a birth certificate, I mean, that's where the conversation is had. So what Trump is trying to do with this birthright citizenship is that folks can't cross this border, have a baby, and then talk about, oh, my kid is a citizen. My kid is a citizen now, because folks have been complaining, right? This is the thing, too. You can't have your cake and eat it, too. Folks have been complaining because parents are being separated from their children. Why is that happening? Because the children are U.S. citizens and the parents are not. So to end that argument, why wouldn't we just end birthright citizenship? That shit is crazy. That's like a loophole in the system. It's crazy. Black Americans don't go to no other country and have babies and then talk about we citizens now. Give us free citizenship. Folks come to this country, the greatest country, arguably in the world, So as Black Americans, I'm going to protect what my ancestors built, period. I don't know what else to tell y'all. Folks didn't fight and die like us for our freedoms that we have now today. Our ancestors participated in the independence of America. What was it, from Britain, the British Crown? Our people fought in that. I'm sorry if y'all didn't understand the memo. I'm sorry if y'all didn't know that our people was part of that fight. I'm sorry that the history books done misled y'all. But I'll be damned. I don't think there's not a Black American whose ancestors would support us really going against this country. Not in the manner that I think folks think we should be going against it. So I'm always going to call out wrong where it's wrong. And a lot of y'all are wrong. Period. It's like, it don't make no sense. It's not rocket science. Like none of this shit is rocket science. But people are trying to make it into something more than what it is to try to justify their own wrongdoings and criminal acts. So that's all I gotta say on the matter, y'all. Let me know what y'all think down in the comments below. I'm really appalled at some of these there was this girl, I swear I wish I could play this TikTok for y'all, where this girl is calling us Black Americans, talking about we looking down on folks. No, we're protecting what the fuck we built. We're protecting our rights as U.S. citizens. I'm not about to go fight for somebody that is racist, don't even like me because of my skin color, but you want me to put my body on the front line so they can be here illegally? And you think it's the fucking same as me as an American? No, 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 no. No, no, no. Sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know who told y'all that, who fed y'all that bullshit, but I would rather deal with the racism that I deal with here every fucking day. I mean, I don't deal with it every day, but I deal with it enough to know it exists, than to be fighting for some people that would never fight for me. Americans call for other people to I'm supposed to be out in the streets protesting and saving people. Hell no. You don't want to come in this country. You don't want to speak my language. You don't want to respect me. You think that when you come here that you better than me, but you have the audacity to speak on me, not protesting and fighting for something that is illegal in this country? The fuck? It ain't like, it's not like I'm coming over here from just